Hello, 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 and welcome. This is Julie the Jewel Design, and we are here today with an ode to Easter, right? So I figured I'd jump on the bandwagon. We have 2 weeks till Easter, and I would definitely do a little Easter something, a little Easter ephemera on a page insert. Something easy you could add to any journal. Of course, it all depends if you were pre-planning your journal and you'd want to insert a pre-made page. There are ladies out there who sometimes we will put journals together, and if we sort of know something's gonna work, we can grab pre-designed or pre-laid out pages and put them in our journals when we are making our actual signature. I've seen Gail do it a couple times when she used to do she did this way back when, and would have some pre-made stuff that she would insert sort of a pre-designed page that happened to go with the journal theme. But today, probably 10 to 1, it's going to be something that I put together, and it may end up in one of my journals. It may end up in a page. It may just get glued down somewhere. Who knows? But I wanted to do something for Easter. It'd be probably my only shot, and today we are using Joey Cardmaker's Take and Make free kit that is over on his Ko-fi page. So I will put a link on that down below. So if you, in the description, if you want one last minute goodie, there's plenty of pieces, as you can see, from journal cards, let me think about this, pockets and tucks, little mini, you can make a tiny, cute little journal, but I'm going to use it as a pocket, and whatnot. And then, there's more little pieces to go, and he's got words, and he's got little ephemera thingies, and so we're going to do a couple different things. He also gives you 2 background pages to work with. And so I went ahead and printed the brown. Here's his pattern one that you can see in the back of some things. We're going to use that on one side, right of your page. And then he's got brown on the other. Now, my printer is printing lines because that's what it does. Especially when they're more solid, the thing, my HP, every time, that goes by, such a pain in the butt. I can get rid of it, but that's a lot more ink to get rid of it. So, no. But anyway, he has this great 2 background pages. So you have both and a blue one too. So I put blue on some of these and brown on others, depending. No, I think I did everything blue. I wanted blue, so it was really easy to write on. And I'm just doing the one brown for some maybe contrast in what we're doing. So I got to decide today as we're putting it together what I want to glue down, what I want to open up, which I just realized I'm thinking that this, I'm thinking I might glue this one down, but we may leave this one open so that we can maybe put more stuff inside it or write on it, but it may be a loose flap because it is hiding stuff as I hit the ceiling. So hope you're all doing well today. So yes, I cut all the pieces, and I figured we would fold, we would ink, we'd glue down, we would decorate. We just go for it. See how far we could get. But I wanted to do a little Easter something. Not everybody's into Easter, but it's just such a cute kit. And the nice thing is it's very springy. It doesn't have any Easter eggs in it. I don't think it has the cutest bunnies. But I don't think there's one Easter egg in it. And she is. A couple of them are holding a really pretty vintage Easter egg type feel, but they're not overly Easter. And so I do love the colors in the kit. And so you could keep it springtime, like I'm going to do with one of the insert pieces. Just a springtime, bunny blooms. You don't have to do the Easter words. Spring blooms. There's a few. This is Easter or Easter bouquet or Easter bunnies, but you don't have to make it an Easter kit. You could keep it very simple and maybe not do the Easter eggs bug you. You could put a flower in its place. You could layer up. You could hide the Easter eggs, but he does such a beautiful, there's such a beautiful artwork that he found and used that, I love them. I don't care. Spring is part of spring is Easter, right? So I'm going to take this page though, and I'm trying to think, I know I want to cut the top and the top and bottom with my decor cutter to give it some personality, just in case. Because I don't want the white, right? I don't need the white. But I do want, hold on, there we go. But I am going to cover one side I'm going to use. So I think we're going to do this on the left side of the page. Left side of this page, but right on this one. So this is what they're going to see, probably that wider piece so that it can actually fold open, and it's sort of an extension. So we're going to make it sort of a flip open. So I'm going to go straight on this side, but the other side, because it may just be something that gets inserted, glued down, who knows what. I will deco the outside page that we don't know how it's going to get used. I may end up gluing this down to a piece of paper, so, you know, a piece of paper for all I know. But for now, we're just going to use one page that we're working with and go from there. Now, I did realize when I was looking at that, and it did answer my questions, I'm going to fold this one. So this one, I was either going to fold it, and I think I was going to fold it so we had multiple angles on this one. And I was going to do this on this one. Probably should do my proper scoring. So let's score some of this stuff so we can see what we're working with. But I have some ideas. I definitely want to layer this. Now, I don't know how he originally had it. I have not had a chance to look at his video. And I believe he has a video on his YouTube channel. And I can always link that below too. That does show, like, sort of reveals the kit. And he might have some great ideas on how he likes to use it. But sometimes I try not to watch someone else's video because I want to take a new perspective. I want to take a look at it at a new angle, see it at a new angle. Okay, one second, guys. Let me go cut this properly. Okay, I want to try a nice clean cut on that, so I'm gluing everything down. Yeah, sometimes I don't like watching someone else's videos because I don't want to steal their idea. I don't want to steal their thunder. I want to be inspired sort of on my own accord. But sometimes it is meant to be a certain way, and you're like, okay, how did he intend to do this? Or how did they intend to do this? And let's make sure we give it its due diligence and its due credit because it's beautiful the way it is. So if you need some inspiration, like I said, I will link his Ko-fi if I can on below. And then he's, of course, he's on Instagram. And he is, of course, occasionally he does his own YouTube videos, you know, showing something off, or if he gets a bug, he'll, you know, do a little crafting on here. But he's a great graphic designer, and he's done some beautiful kits that I would have, you know, not have been able to accomplish. So I love when someone else can do the design work and I can enjoy the craft. So makes my day. So I am inking the inside because it is brown, but he does have that vintage brown taupey color around everything. So I'm loving that I can just, you know, where I can do the more vintage feel. Now, on the back side, he does have that. I have the blue on it, right? I have the blue page. So I will probably use the speckled egg on this one. On the blue pages, maybe. Even maybe the bundled sage. We'll see. Maybe do a combination of the sage and the speckled egg to give me some shadowy effects on the blue stuff on the backside of a lot of the ephemera. If we're going to see it, let's ink it. So, okay. So I have that, because I have the straight edge here because we are putting the larger pieces up against it. So I have some laces up here. I even have some green glitter. I'll have to see. I don't think Mom gave me any green in my, well, no, she did. But I think it's too, it's a little too emerald. Yeah, it could, though, almost. It's a little too blue. Or a little too, blue-green. But I can do a combination of, I can do any combination of gold, rose gold, and any of the whites. Oh my goodness, let me pick one. Choose. Any of the stickles I could put in these flowers. So if there's any spots where I want to fancy it up, that's what I would definitely fancy it up with. For sure. Oh my goodness. I wish I could figure out how to get these all in here. Although she had them all perfectly in here, and then of course I had to pull something out, so now they're all out of whack. Okay. So you'll probably see me start this, and then I'll have to take photos and put it on Instagram, and maybe a post. I tried to post the other day on YouTube, but I changed my phone, so things are a little different, and I'm definitely noticing some updates in the apps that I didn't have before, and I have to rework. I have to refigure out. So there's many ways. If you have a scoreboard that you absolutely love and works for you, of course, pull it out when it comes to these because there are lines everywhere. But I received, a friend of mine gave me, a scoreboard, and I think it's great when you're doing things for like scrapbooking and stuff. I think it's great, but some of these other ones, it's so hard when it's such a small. Okay, where is my scoreboard? Oh no, don't tell me I dropped. Oh, there it is. I have this cute little tool. It's great for, a lot of artists use it for doing, artwork that is paintwork that's little dots. Great for nail artwork, but it works really well too for scoring. You can use your bone folders to score. This is why I have like no point on here for a while. At first it was a bone folder, Then my mom, Loretta, a vintage paper girl, figured out this cute little tool. But then I do have a scoreboard, but I don't like where the placements are for measurements. I still feel like my scoreboard's a little off, and so that does bug me. Now I gotta find my ruler. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm not as prepared as I thought, ladies and gentlemen. It is a crafting chat now. Hello, hello, hello. Oh. Okay, hold on. It was hiding under my desk. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. Cats are getting into things. I would not be surprised if one of my cats knocked it off, since I haven't been crafting, but I did just clear off everything. The 2 big projects we've been working on, I sort of I put them on the tray and I put it off to the side because, yeah, thought you guys deserved a break from the bright colored watercolor, you know, large 4 signature, and then we still have the altered book, which, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have got to find, you know, time and energy to get some of these things done. Now, he did a really cool thing here, which I love. I love when we make stuff, but we end up, see, he did it where you can decide what works best. You could do it here. You just one of 2 ways. You could trim it and make it short, but I think in this case, I'm just going to glue down here, and I'm going to glue here. And, of course, depends on how you cut it and how you fold it, determines if it lines up. So that may just be operator error on my behalf. But I will trim this off here on the edge, and then, it looks like it's a wraparound. That's why I printed it blue, and it is white on the back so that you don't feel like you're wasting any beautiful paper. See, this can just get strictly glued down and you're good. You could put a hole punch up here and make it one more thing to tuck in. Now, we are adding it to this where I feel we have 1, we have 2, we have 3 pockets. And I don't know if I have enough ephemera because I'm sort of stretching it all out. This can go in here. This could, if I glue it right, no, if I glue it right, I might get it in here. I think that's going to be tight. I'm thinking more, I'm wondering. Big, beautiful pocket. And I'm big, and I want to put it in there. If I'm really careful, I might be able to get it in here. But I have a tendency of not being able to glue on the outside edges. So we'll try to get it stuck in there. If not, this little guy definitely will fit in there nicely. Or, yeah, if I wanted a third, I put all 3 cute tags here. And then anything could go behind it. Yeah, we got some ideas. We'll see. But I think this is, you know, this is definitely the combination I want to do, where I want to do a different perspective here. I don't need my purple right now, so we're going to take the purple off. Let's get my 2, don't really want pink either. I'm going to keep the blues and greens on this one. Definitely. Sorry about the reach. We're going to keep, that's my green one, and then we'll put the blue one on. We're going to do this. So hopefully, so yeah, we, Easter is 2 weeks away, and my daughters are got 1 more week, and then they get a week off, or, you know, the spring break for Easter. They get the week up to Easter off. In this case, every school is different, but yeah, I really like the speckled blue. Definitely helps give us a nice shadow. I mean, I could pop a little green if I wanted to, you know, on the page where we're going to see both. Maybe we'll do a combination of, and it's pretty. It works nicely. Yeah, everybody has something different, depending. I know I have one friend, she's in a different, well, I guess we're still in the same county, but not the same district, of course, and different high school, and they're getting the week after Easter off. So we're like, okay. And then, I don't even know, we have a junior college around here, and I don't know what week they're getting off. I don't even know, I have to look. My daughter's internship goes off her schedule, so it'll be interesting to see if everybody's off with her, and the boss gets to take that week off unless he absolutely needs to do something, because he's a nonprofit, which is great. So sometimes he's like, nothing's going on, it's break, no one's available. So yeah, I have to decide. I might just do a little hole punch just so I have the option of the opportunity to, but if nothing ever goes in there, no big deal. But I will not glue it all the way down. How's that? We will make sure that we leave it open for the potential of a pocket. So I have future options. He does leave you a little one to remind you. And because we're going to glue that down, you can do as little or as big of a punch as you want. So I did the little 1 inch in this case, just to get me started. And I got a really good job. I got most of what he used. So it's great to have that guideline if you need it. Okay, so we know we're gluing this down. For sure. I can't think of anywhere else. And I say that, and then I usually, because I don't think this flips open. I could do that, but I don't want to lose this one. This one works best here, where you can see it and flip around on the other side. So let's just do some paper clipping to make sure I'm where I want to be. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope, let's see, what are we at? So yeah, beautiful weather is coming up this week. Not too bad last week, 1st of April. We actually had some really funky weather. We had rain and hail. Supposed to be all this cloudy stuff. My birthday went fine. And then it rained afterwards, right? I think I talked to you guys Tuesday about that. And on my Tuesday morning, Wednesday night, yeah. So really weird weather, right? Totally crazy weather. It's fine. But the rest of the week was pretty good, pretty decent, not too shabby. Warm, sunny, back and forth. Been 75 all weekend, so that was sort of nice. But it's only going to be about 66 today. But then, you know, we're all over the board. We're going to see 70s and potential an 80. As long as we don't see above 80, I'll be happy. I'm fine. I'm good with that. Not ready for anything else, so let's not push it. Now I score things and then I realize it's not straight, or my cut job's not straight, so you sort of tweak it. But this is going to be used as a pocket, I think. So it's not going to matter if it's, you know, matches up, because I'm not using it as the mini journal card that he sort of suggested. He even gives you like a little mini washi. He gives you a little mini like belly band. And so if you wanted to make an itty bitty book, you could, with the papers and the backgrounds and stuff like that. You could totally make a little book and put, you know, all these little bits of ephemera in it. We may be tucking those things in, but I may just be leaving some stuff open for interpretation and use later too. Because I don't think this is going out to anywhere now. Someone thinks it's super cute and you're just like, oh, I want to insert that in my book, or you can insert it into a journal you're going to work on, let me know. I am more than welcome to sell it when it's all said and done, but I have a feeling this one's just going to be something cute and fun. And I just get to say I did an Easter project, right? I did an Easter project. Okay, I'm good. Because yes, we have school and intern and prom is this weekend, so they're got a decent day. It's actually supposed to be maybe 79, 80 on Saturday for them, but it's going to get down to the 50s, of course, that night, and it's outdoors. So, and it's sleeveless. She's got spaghetti scraps. It does have a slice shawl, but it's pretty thin. So I'm like, Now I just inked the inside by default, and I don't think we're going to see it. Like everything else, if this is going to flap out and this is going to flap with the pocket on it, this is going to sit like this, and we can decide this might be a top load and this might be a side load. I may have us load something in this, inward, and I'm probably gonna have to make ephemera or do something with it. So like this one could have one of the bunnies in it if I wanted to, spread that out and not have everything tucked into the same area. We could divide this out a little bit and have everything have a little something in it. So, but we're going to leave some options here. Okay, so we're going to do that. There's that, but I need to ink this. Now, I don't need to ink the back of the angle, but I do need to do the other one. So yeah, we're on crunch time for everything. There's always something going on, but I was trying to get 2 new projects done this week for you guys, or started, however you want to put it. Start 2 new projects with you guys, and we're gonna do this one. And then I've got some really pretty, yeah. Sorry, I'm hearing planes, I guess, overhead. That's interesting. Not your usual plane, so is all. Sometimes military will come overhead, which is shocking because we're not really that close to anything, but we seem to be in the flight path sometimes when they're going from north to south, or they're practicing, or, we'll get the time of year where if there's going to be an air show about 30-40 minutes south of us, they will practice around here a lot. They'll come in here because we do have a small airport, and they'll come in here and they'll practice. And they'll fly around Hollister. I'm like, oh, jeez. Let's see. There's this. So I'm using. So I got 2 really pretty colored envelopes that are in purple and a marbled purple. I know, more purple, guys. I can't help myself. It's just my time of year. That I'm thinking about finding a botanical kit that I may have that will allow us to cover most of it, but purple sort of be our base. And but maybe there's enough botanical or enough other colors on it. It won't feel so purpley. But I want to do a envelope folio potential journal piece, like a small journal thing. So we'll see if we can get that base cover decorated and then decide whether it's something that's going to get, we're going to fold something in, or whether we're going to, you know, insert a journal, or we're going to put standalones, or what we'll do with it. But so I'm going to do the blue on this page, because this is the one that's potentially going to be shown. This is the one that we're not going to glue down. We're going to let it pop open. So whether we are putting a layered amount of pockets on this one, something. Because I feel, see, I had this insert I was going to do also, but it's a fold out. So Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodle last week, which got me the idea to, because I put in some extra pages, was doing a mass make where you do a little pocket insert, right? So you glue the down, you make some extra pockets, it opens up as a journal page stuff. And I thought, oh, it'd be cute just to tuck inside. But that isn't going to fit on that. Unless I trim it down. Yeah, it's not going to fit. So this would be a second piece that I just have separately. I would be putting together and making it as a little Easter thing for somebody. So that might just be a standalone decor piece at this point. Okay. But I did have that brief moment of thought that besides doing this over it to make a pocket, what if I turn this into an insert, like into a pocket instead? I know it's supposed to be a big journal card, but, ooh, I just had that thought. We could glue this side down, but left this open, and we could maybe make, I wonder if we can make some kind of, I mean, yeah, because I was going to do all this cute stuff. We can either tuck this in, or we could glue this down permanently and just make it a tall tuck for a document or something fun. So it looks like it's tucked in, but again, I think this is going to flip open, and then this is going to be, it's going to give you the opportunity to be open. I could put a piece of, what's the word? Yeah, where am I? I'm going to look. Not stickies. I could put a magnet in there. Now, if I'm not sewing this, I'm not going anywhere with it. We could do it to where I want it to fit through. Let's see. Hard part is, I mean, there we go. I wonder if I put it in between the little pot. It's a little much though. I don't know. I always do this backwards and then I never know. I mean, I could do it to where it would stay put, but simply, there you go. Where, you know, it would hold it together by a magnet there. And you would just pop it open. You could take the card out. You could write on it. And then it would stick back in by magnet. Oh, that would be sort of cute. That's a cute idea. Now, I did not buy thin enough magnets. I would say this is either 0.6 inches. I'm assuming with all of it. I don't know. I feel like they need to be like the whole magnet needs to be this width. And I feel like it needs to be like half to not be super bulky. They're great for covers and stuff, I think. But when you're doing like ephemera, they are too thick. But this may be mine. So I'm thinking that that might be a fun way to clasp it. Not lose the journal card option. And then, you know, I don't feel like I have to try to make a pocket on a pocket. I'm liking the idea. So that's done. That needs a little color on the edge. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to put a little blue on this outer edge in case we do see it. Even around, you know, our paper. So we are crafting as we go. We are thinking up ideas. We're utilizing what I have and seeing what we can do with it. And that's going to get glued down. So let's start working this. And the only downside is I did not cut. Let's see if I can. I did not get enough. It was hard to tell whether to keep how much of the brown outline to keep and how much to get rid of. So if you're not big on the brown, really try, like I did down here, really try to take the brown outline off. And you could do it more of a blue, you know, ink job. But if you like the vintage, then just sort of try to stay outside the brown. Haha. In this case, I'm just going to try to enhance it with the ink. So you can't tell completely where I didn't cut it off. I'm going to say this will probably just be mine for fun, something cute. And I will find a place to, a journal or a memory keeping moment somewhere. put it where we can utilize it. I know I keep reaching across for my inks, guys. I'm so sorry. But I'm running out of room. I can do both hands, I guess. I'm not used to inking with my left, but I can. I do it with my right usually. I have a little bit. It's amazing how, even though I'm left-handed, how much my right hand has not just grunt work, but has had some precision over the years for crafting and whatnot, where I can use it when I need to. And I'm just going to put a little bit of green over it so it just all blends nicely. But yeah, where the ink is, where the magnet is, there is some mess, but that's okay. All right, so we'll do that. So I like that idea. That makes it for a cute something. So let's get this glued down where I think I want to deal with this. No, there's the other thing. So it shows really easily. That is one on top of it. There is a lot. But see, then it opens and we just sort of continue on with it. And it's glued down. So then, this is open to do whatever. I mean, the other thing is I could leave this, I could put it here. Yeah, I don't have any papers left over. That isn't just more of the same. I mean, no one says I have to use what I started. I could make a pocket, trim it down, make a pocket, and stick it in this page. So when it's closed, there's a hint of something else underneath it. And that becomes a writing space. This has a pocket for a writing space. It's amazing how those are the same. Oh, that's on cardstock. That's why I'm like, that is more green than this. And this was on paper. This was like 32-pound bright white paper. And this was on a white cardstock, which is a little off-white. It has more green. I'm loving that. That's sort of cute too. I'm wondering, I can make it blend. And we can cut and tuck and all that jazz. Because I don't think this is going to fit. As much as I love this thing, I don't think it's going to fit the way I want it to. So these may be turned into, maybe I glue it down, make a journal card, pockety thing. That's probably not going to go the way I want it to go. Or I'll do something totally different with it, because that's what I do. I like the idea of what I had, but because I can't, because I could, and then, little things are getting tucked in here, but there's a, what do you want to call it there, to where when you undo it, then you have all these pieces loose inside that you can play with and write on, maybe. I don't know. I hate to lose the potential of, yes, sticking something in here where you could put a piece of paper in here, folded, and you just use them, use the magnet up, but you're gonna, Okay, people, I've changed my direction and I don't know. I think we're going to nix this all together because it's going to make it bulky. Good idea, though. I like that idea. I'm going to have to remind myself later to do that for a sort of a tuck. But we're going to glue, go back to what we're doing. Leave this glued down to tuck into. We'll glue it here so you can tuck in here. We're going to tuck the same thing. We're going to tuck in here, cross it in the top. And then we have writing up here, a little something cute to tuck here. We'll decorate it and we'll make this into another card, into another pocket. So that way it's sort of a hidden pocket in the sense of it not floating, but we'll trim it down and make it cute. So let's see, where is my decorative? But yeah, I definitely just took one of these 2 pages and put them back to back so that I had what I was looking for. You definitely bring it down a little bit, not too much, because I realized, remember, I glue tight. So, okay, I'll make sure we have enough room. So I went this way. We are gonna do a decal all the way around, so that I'm gonna take a little more than I think off, but we can decorate with those on those other pages. I want to make sure that when I do that ink, it actually sticks out, I think. Or at least around the edges. Maybe not the top. But I don't want... Yep, we're going to match. And straighten it out, because, yeah. I have the hardest time. Okay. But see, with these fun edges, that I can then... goes that way. But we can now layer with this, if we wanted to. in a number of ways. I took the white off and the words, and we could do some layering up here for the top of our pocket. So we can do that. Let's ink the outer edges. Maybe in blue. Green. Let's do green. I was going to do the dark, but I think I don't want it to stick out that much. I want some ink, but I don't want it to stick out that much. So if you're working on Easter projects, who are you working with? Do we have a specific kit that you're working with? A certain designer you're working with? Are you making journals? Are you making ephemera? Are you making Easter cards or cute little goodies to put in Easter baskets? My mom over the years has definitely makes us cute little things to put in our baskets, so we have something pretty to decorate our rooms with, or, you know, areas. Becomes its own little keepsake, which is always fun. So we'll do that, and then that way that sticks in there, and we'll decorate, of course. We'll cluster and decorate. I'm off camera, aren't I? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. At least I caught that before I got too far into it. Yeah, we can totally cut this, clear it, do whatever, top, bottom. I love this cluster. I just wasn't sure what to do with it yet. So we can decorate this pocket, right, with some pieces. I have a bunch of these, you know, scraps I was going to, you know, cut and trim and rip. And so we have some things where we can get a cute little stamp, postage stamp on there. And I have, this was something I embossed and inked from another project. So it was a scrap, which is great. And then we can, you know, I thought it would be great to cluster with. He does have some cute butterflies, some really simple ones that he made a bunch of different colors to match the kit. Right, so we can easily decorate with those, because I don't think any of mine will go. I think mine are the wrong tones. I think my spring ones are not quite the right color. I think mine are too pastel. These are beautiful muted color. And I don't think mine are the right color. I don't think any of mine are the right color. And that's okay. Alright. So we can keep going with this. But I think this needs to go elsewhere. We're going to need to add that somewhere else. Don't know where yet, but. Alright. Oh no. Yeah, cool. Hopefully, no, I didn't cut anything off. Okay. I know I have the new photos as Do Not Disturb, but my mom is on my favorite list, so her things come through, which usually I don't see on my phone. So sorry for the binging. A few bings came across you could hear that when I was recording. Sorry about that. It doesn't stop that, I'm afraid. I was like, oh, I'm not used to that. It comes across my Fitbit usually, but normally I don't hear it on my phone. But new phone, so. All right, so yeah, we'll do some kind of clustering. Even if I made that a little pocket, tuck something in, but decorate on the outside. So a couple different thought processes there. Let's make sure my glues are up and running like they need to be, which today, for the most part, is going to be glitter glue until I get to the laces, which there's all that too. I have all these laces off to the side, which I felt like this one could be pretty on it, but I could put it over the top, so give myself some room, I think, and I could put a little bit of floral on that and make it work for myself. I need a pin. I didn't check. I haven't used my stuff in almost a week, guys. Oh my gosh. Not good. Alright, so let's start assembling this and get it down where we actually have something to decorate. That way, it's not just fuzz. What did I must have stuck this in something. One of them. And it's definitely not doing its job. What time is it? I can hear my Sharky on the background, and I'm like, ay. So that'd be a notification for that, and I really hope you guys don't get too many pings. I'll find out. It's not one thing, it's something else, isn't it? I don't even know where my pins are. Okay, let's see if that worked at all. Or I'm just gonna, if it's too blocked up and you get too much in it. Okay, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, let me fix this real quick. Okay. Got it in. I had to clean off the, definitely had to clean off the pin. I didn't realize I had left, you know, what's it called, glue on the pin. So now you can't get it in the tiny little thing. There's glue on it. So yeah. But the sad part is we had a good weekend, busy and got so productive and whatever, but my oldest was sleeping in, and having a little off day, but you know, she was trying to make the most of it. And then she gets all excited, asked for their help to make dinner, and they both were like, yeah, Mom, that sounds great. My daughter got so excited. She got up, went around, go around the corner of her bed, and the door to her room apparently wasn't open enough. And she slams her baby toe into the edge of the door. So you got your door end, right? And when she comes around the corner, she catches her pinky toe, pulls it outward by however she jammed it into the door. No, we don't think there's a dislocation or anything. It's probably a break like she did in the summer. Probably broke her baby toe or cracked something. How could she not have? Because that's my daughter and I love her to death. But here she has prom. She has 2 to 3 inch heels. Luckily they're an open toe, so it wouldn't be squishing her toes together, but actually it would be probably beneficial, but you know. But yeah, the whole down the side of her foot, her baby toe is swollen, and this morning there was bruising. And that's what happened last time. There was a little bit of bruising last time in her middle toe, and we weren't so sure. She walked around all day, you know, walked around for hours that day, up and down stairs and hills, and it was black and blue by the time, you know, 3-4 hours had gone by. So we saw the bruising pretty quickly today, even though we iced it and all that stuff last night. We tried to keep it up. But now I'm not going to put a notch or anything in it. I like just sort of how it looks like it's tucked inside fabric, like it's just sort of tucked away in a little blankie type of deal. I don't know why. So we'll decorate down here. We'll put green down here. We will do some layering this way, even though we're going to put something cute and little inside it. I don't think these are small enough. Oh, they sort of are, but I don't think I'm going to go that big. I think we're going to tuck littler things into it. But yeah, so here she has this gorgeous dress. Her toes are done. We have, I think, everything we need. The dress is home, all that jazz. It was trimmed. It was, I'm afraid, hemmed to the shoes. She had her shoes on when she had it hemmed, when we had it mentioned for altering. And I think she's going to have to wear padded Converse. She's like, she has some pretty navy blue Converse with stars on them, but her dress is like this color, a little bit more green, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more green, a little bit more gray, but very much in this direction. And yeah, there's no way I can't see her being able to wear heels this week or this weekend. Oh, and then she has spring break afterwards, and her boyfriend was like, I was going to ask to see if you wanted to go hiking during break, and she's like, I'm going to be lucky if I get through this week so that I can be on my foot for prom. I don't know about hiking. So 10 to 1, she broke something. She probably cracked something. And the thing is, it's hours, you know, and it's a few hours in the ER to get an x-ray and to tell us to confirm it. The thing is, though, you know, that we'll go see the proper doctor afterwards to confirm, but it's simply going to be buddy tape it, you know, ibuprofen, and yeah, they gave her a boot last time and crutches if she couldn't walk on it, but she was, you know, summer, so she was like, I'm good. I don't know. So I'm like, honey, you're not going to heal the same this time because, you know, you are busier this year. So we're not going to go all the way to the bottom. I am lining it up. I'm sorry, but, you know, lining it just inside the crease. And I'm doing it this way so I can see clearly because this does have to flip over. So this is a cute little cover. You're going to open it up. You're going to see that there's this pocket here. You have writing space here. And, you know, this will be decorated enough here so you'll be able to see that there's something going on with that journal card to, you know, to write on. So I have a writing card here. I have writing space here. But we're going to have that pocket, which I still think I want to open that pocket up. I don't think I want to close that pocket off. I think I want to do this sort of the same thing we did here, where only this is glued down. I feel like here, I sort of want to continue on with that same feel. I want to glue this down, but I don't want to glue this down. I want to do something with this, another pocket maybe, that will allow us to, you know, stick more in it or whatever. But, you know, where I could get that in there maybe. But it gives us a full writing space, pocket, right? Pocket and pockets. But I feel this upper spot that's sort of getting layered needs to not, be glued down, but not all of it. So we're going to put a little thumb hole up here. But, so I don't know. What was I talking about? No clue. I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Got all excited about what I was making. There we go. But she's hurt herself. And, oh yeah, so they're not going to do much. I mean, it's not, unless she did something down the side of her foot, which she doesn't have any pain, she said, down the side of her foot. She was able to put her Converse on, barely. Luckily, they're newer and they're bigger and they're not all, she's not shrunken. It's not like an old pair that she was trying to still, wear. Brand new pair and a harder sole, because that was his biggest thing. The doctor was like, I really want you on a hard sole shoe that won't bend, so that you can't bend it backwards. Because the middle finger, when she broke it down here, every time you step, right, when you roll, you pull your toes back, and he didn't want her to keep pulling her toes back. So the more solid the shoe, like a big boot, where it's not gonna bend, the easier that would heal. And she was home for 4 or 5 weeks. So by the time she went to school, the Converse were good enough. And she didn't have the same shoe she has now, but she made do with it, right? She's like, I have a week or so. I'm just gonna take it easy. We'll be okay. But now this time, not as easy. Oh yeah, we don't want to go straight on the bottom. I want to give some room where I can put some lace on these pieces. And, be able to tuck things in. We want to decorate with either lace up here, lace down here. I mean, I have this this is sort of a, I would say grunge, but I think there's some spots where I think, like this is really, I think that's really nice. Other times we got something a little fancier. We can do a couple different laces. So this does leave us open to add these guys to it, since I'm not doing the other pieces like I thought. There's that. We could do more of that kind of deal. And that's easy. I still have to do the inking on those, but or however you want to tuck that in. But there's room for maneuvering and put on the outside or whatever, so we don't lose them in the pocket. But there's room for maneuvering there. This, I love the idea of it going open, so that we have writing room here. Want to create a pocket maybe to get this in here. So I do have. Yeah, this idea was great, but I think I'm going to use the paper. I'm going to utilize it for what I need to use it for. Now, I had scraps, but not enough to make a pocket, I don't think. Even if I did this, it wouldn't be a solid enough tuck. I don't think it'd be enough of a tuck. I'm afraid like it wouldn't hold. Oh, I'm off the page again. Sorry. I don't think this is enough unless I double up on it. It's not going to hold that in there very well. And it's too small. It's just not going to maneuver it. I almost want to put that in there, but I'm wondering if it's going to be the other way around. I have a feeling if I want to do it that way, we're going to do it a little different. Let's put these two in here. Watch, I did not. Can I get it in there? Nope, not the way I glue things. Well, if I trim it down around the bottom, if I trim it up a little bit, I can get these both in here, I think. I just have to do a little work. But then I could get these two. Then I could tuck these two into some kind of side pocket. So let's layer this one up in a way where I can get, we're going to do something hopefully cute. Let's see if this will work. The old-fashioned just fold, use those fingers, fold it back and forth, and then it just pops open. So, yeah, I know, but yeah, so there's really no point. I don't think there's a point. They always say take it in to go in just in case, but everything around here just takes forever. I'm very blessed to get the free healthcare right now. But man, it's definitely making you jonesing for a job here, a full-blown job that you don't have to pay for your own insurance. You don't pay arm and leg for your own insurance, or have that choice to pay for the insurance. So I really did need a little more. Oh well. We're gonna let it overlap a little bit. I can trim off whatever I need. But what I think is I'm layering it this way so it has sort of stackable, and it's still a pocket. It's still a tuck. It'll still let me tuck things in, but it's going to, give me a second. I'm just looking to see. Nope, not really. Okay. I can even put a tiny piece of lace in there to really expand that out, actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get crafty with this. Let's see what we can do. I liked the idea of, since it's all together, sorry. I liked the idea of this sort of offshoot lace here, because it was at an angle. Just to sort of do its thing. And I'm off the camera. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. I apparently am off the camera. Like, I'm out of camera this whole time, and that is no fun. You're seeing all my ink, but nothing else. There we go. Hopefully not too much of it, but we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, so now I'm good. Hopefully, I'm good, and you guys can see what I'm doing. But yet, I'm definitely not covering up my glue. So there we go. We took a pocket where I took a couple different pieces. We'll keep gluing them down. We'll keep filling them. We'll keep covering them up. Make it do, so. Yeah, I don't know if the doctor can say much except to confirm whether or not she broke it, sprained it, tore it. I don't know. But it's her toe, and I know it the way it went. I know she pulled it outward, away from, baby toe away from her other toes. So butting it together will help keep it together. She's just going to have to really. She only has internship this week. I was like, oh, too bad you don't have internship more this week. And she's like, no, I have to go upstairs. She goes, Mom, that's more painful than anything. And I went, oh, that's true. But I was like, and she's like, yeah, I know. So it's still debatable which one's worse, whether she has to walk around school 3 days this week and only 2 days of maybe going up a stair, or is it easier, would have been easier to deal with the stairs 3 days this week. Maybe her boss just needs to keep her downstairs, I don't know. As if he doesn't tell her not to worry about it. She said, I'll be in, I'm just gonna be hobbling around, don't mind me, stairs might be a little painful, but I'll make it. And he's a really cool boss for an internship, so I don't know, he might just tell her, you're off next week anyway, don't worry about it. I don't know. Feel bad. I'm trying to teach her to be, good and commit and not, cut out every 5 seconds, but she had a migraine on Friday, so poor thing didn't make it to school or work on Friday, so we didn't want to be like, oh, now I'm doing this. But there's days, right? You just can't get it together. All right, so there's that, and we can always add more, but I love the little countrified concept of that. So now let's do some layering to create a cute tuck that isn't, let's see, I'm trying to think, do I want to go lace on top, lace underneath? I mean, I could do it like this, and then you don't really see it. I was thinking of trying to put the lace in between was what I was trying to debate, so we could see paper, lace, paper, and that would expand the whole tuck. But truthfully, if I'm going to do that, I don't think I need to do the other piece of paper. Why? I think I'd rather, do this over and under. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Maybe we'll do it like that. You can see it through, and that would give us an extension on the tuck, and then this I can just use elsewhere. Okay. Well, let's try that. I'm going to glue it down. I keep putting it right side up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was trying to do this cute pocket card insert from Shabby Dabba Doodah. Tina, she did this last week, the weekend. I don't know what day it was. Number 256, I think it is. Week 256, something like that. She was doing a mass make of those. And so you could use any paper you wanted or whatever, but I was like, well, that'd be sort of cute fit, but it's a little wide. I have to trim it down to make it insert into any of this, which, if I have anything left over, maybe I'll make a smaller mini version and we'll put it in the pocket with a journal card, or even go a skinny version of it or something. And the idea of it's really easy. I mean, you could probably fold your paper in thirds and do the same thing to make it a skinnier pocketed, insert. I don't think I have enough ink on enough glue, but let's get it started. And the nice thing is there's not too much of this, much of the lace to create the pocket. So I'm actually going to glue it on here. Try to keep it really thin, right on the edge of our pocket here. So I know exactly where I need to glue. So I'm not taking up too much space. And then when I go to the edge here, I can just sort of center it so I can cut off whatever I don't need. And that might give me a better pocket. we do need a little bit in here. So you guys will have to tell me too, if you've been watching me, if the coloring is looking better. Last Tuesday and today we seem that the screen is brighter on my screen. It's brighter. I'm just hoping that, you know, on your guys' end, that when you view the video, it seems brighter and not so dark. I'm hoping it's just picking up a better coloring system. That's the whole reason why I got the phone. Really was because I was supposed to have this better camera concept. So that's why I did it, but majority of the reason why I did it. All right, let's get them there. There we go. So that way this section has a continuation of our beautiful things. I'll get that cut off. And I am cutting this off. I was like, no. There we go. But, so yeah, a few challenges this week already, and it's only Monday. Not for me so much, but just my poor girls and my family. My poor girls. Poor girl. The other one seems to be okay, so fingers crossed she stays that way. She has her own practices and whatnot. She's in her girlfriend is turned 15, I guess. And so she has her own quinceañera coming up Memorial Day weekend. And she's really close with my daughter, and so she wanted her to be part of her court, which means now dance practice. They have been, you know, the whole thing is choreographed, and so they have to learn how to dance, and they have to, of course, dance with somebody, with a partner, and she's not quite used to that. She dances with a group, right? She doesn't really dances and performs with a group of girls and a guy here and there. So having equal, and you actually have a partner. She's like, I'm not so sure about this, Mom. She's like, this might not be my cup of tea. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for your friends. So you will figure it out. But she's got that the next, 6-7 weeks. She's got her own practices. And so we're back to busy. Just when one thing stops, something else gets going. We're never short anything. There's always something to do. So this summer will be nice. Someone said, oh, you need to slow down or maybe pick and choose. I said, well, before I know it, hopefully all goes well, and maybe I'm not driving to internship every day, and, I'm like, she'll be driving herself, maybe, and so we can sort of tuck these in cutely so they can see it, but not, there we go. So those are there. All right, cute little something that happens to open up. You could write underneath it if you wanted to. You have all this to write in. We have that to write in, but this is all, flipped open to indicate. So if you put it inside a page, right, you see all this, and this is on the back end, which you could do whatever with. I don't know where that water came from. It's really pretty, but I mean, we could also fold this in some way and just insert it into something. So let's see, let's get all of our babies cleaned up here. So they're tucked in and done, and then I can always add stickles or pearls and things like that if I wanted to make them a little more fancy. But this one I'm going to have to trim a little bit. It does not fit. So if I want it upright, I could go upside down just to be silly about it. But, no, this one is just going to go in there. It's not going to be something that, that is going to, per se, be decorated because it's such a tight pocket that I created. That, I can decorate the top. I wonder what's catching it in there. Get your bone folder out. And make sure, see, something was sticky. That's why. Okay. You can always hear it, and you're like, what happened? What? Even though I put it down, I might have dragged it, not realizing it. And when you do that, you end up with sticky spots in your, see, if I do my bone folder, I can get up the side and sort of see where that is. Sometimes you have to pop that glue, and you have to sort of do it and start again. Yeah, okay, I'm going to trim both, even though because I went around that corner, so I think I'm going to cut around this one too, my idea of cutting it. Let's see if I can bring it down. I'm not doing a lot, because I don't really want to lose too much of the shape, but it's like, well, I need to do it, right? That's why it's paper. There we go, so it sort of works. Okay, yes, and it is blah, so I feel like we definitely needed to do a little cluster, a little something of lace and pearls on the top so you can see it. So I'm not tucking it all the way in. I don't want to hide it. Definitely don't want to hide it. And I have an idea for this top corner. I want to show you guys. I had a scrap piece of paper, of coffee dye paper, and I want to add in, oh, perfect, now I think I have the right scrap for it too. So we do need to add a little something to this top piece so you can see it and maybe help you pull it up, whether I put a tab on there or something. And we got this little guy here, but we'll do something in this corner for sure. I could fold this and make it a tab, help pull it out, and maybe cluster something up there. But what I wanted to do is I took a piece of, paper, I folded it like a ribbon, like a ruffle, paper ruffle. We can ink it, we can glue it down instead of sewing it, glue the folds so it looks like a ruffle, and glue it, of course, down. And I was kicking myself because, hold on, so sorry, I didn't have any skinny blue paper left. But it's cardstock, so it's a little thicker. Not that it's a problem, but we have these pieces we just cut off. So I go really thin or really, thick. But I wonder if I can get it to, this is definitely longer than it. So I can either fold it up, which I've done this before too with my laces and my ribbons. I could fold it. I could, and there's all the glue. And I can just glue this straight across the top. And we put some, pearls and something. We have sort of a makeshift paper ruffle for the top. And I do like that idea. I know both sides are not. Now I could be really silly and I have one more thought. Okay, let's start doing some gluing. I have an idea here, people. I don't want to glue on top. I won't be able to see it. Because I put it on here, you won't even see what I'm working on. So we're going to put a little bit of glue in the middle of each piece. Right, but then I'm gonna do a couple different things here. Press it all down. Now, to keep the bottom from popping up too much, you sort of want to do it on the other side too. That's why when you sew it, everything sort of stays together. So I'm gluing the other side just as well, or at least a little something, a little dab of something, so that it lays flat and doesn't get in the way and make your life harder than it needs to be. I'm going the lighter side, so there's some contrast. I like the ripped edges on the top and bottom. I like that that's uneven on the side. I think it's sort of fun. But we're going to cut it flush on the other side. Because I like the idea that there is a rib on this end from the deckled edge. But there's flat on the other side. So trying to do a decal on the other side it would thin this out so badly it wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be worth it, right? So what I'm thinking is that I can glue this down and then we'll cut off whatever uneven edges left over. And we can tuck a butterfly in here. And ooh, I have a couple of different, I'm like, it's coming together. And I get to show you guys and I get to share that moment. It's sort of rare. More times than not, I end up getting these bursts of creativity after the fact. Or after the video, right? And you're like, oh, well, you guys didn't get to see that fun process. But what we're going to do, I mean, that's not even bad either if I didn't really care. Come on. We can do that. We're going to do that. Now, yeah, I can do one or two things. I can leave it so it stays very uneven and fun. And I think we're going to put a butterfly down here. We want to keep something new. I can do yellow, blue, maybe yellow so it sticks out a little more. It could be a lot of pattern. I know, pattern on top of pattern. Moments of whatever. A big pink one. Pink or blue. Because we've got the inside one too. So I think the pink one on the inside because there's a lot of blue here. So I think we can get away with... Ooh, I could do pink on top of yellow. Ooh, I can stackable. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to pause. I know you guys won't really know the difference, but I don't want to spend all my time fussy cutting this. But I'm going to cut these two out and see if we can stack them, add a little pearls. Heavily inspired by Lorette Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl. I did butterflies. She would do her punches. We'd start working it out. Then she started figuring it out. And she makes the absolutely beautiful butterflies. So I do the digital work for that. So those things can be made. And there are a bunch of butterflies now in both shops. I have four different butterflies that you've seen me all use in the past. You know, there's a garden one, there is, I forgot he gave us those. They're pocket gussets to make things easier. And of course, that would have been helpful in some of those. That would have really been helpful here probably, but oh well. But anyway, he gives the gussets to help you with the pockets if I was paying attention. But anyway, I made a 3-color garden butterflies that you can buy. Spring stackables, which has the same idea in mind. What else? Oh, a muted countryside and a jeweled summer butterflies. They're all print and ship in the digitals. Not the digital. Wow, I'm struggling. I'm so sorry, guys. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Journal and supply side, there are print and ship butterflies. If you do not have printing capabilities and you would like some fussy cut butterflies that you can make your own in your own way, there are them. And then in the digital side, there is all of them also. So there's the shop for supplies and handmade items, design journals and supplies at etsy.com. Okay, that's where supplies come. That's where, look for. And then a jewel design side is the digital shop, which is now open. I believe if you watch me, you probably watched Lorette also, but under a jeweldesign.etsy.com. That is 2 D's in there, by the way. Jeweled would normally have apostrophe in it, but I can't do that on listing. But that has the digital side. So now my kits are back up. The papers, the butterflies, words, about, 76 or so listings of digitals, and then 8 or so right now of the on-demand print. But if any of my digitals I have that you decide you really can't print, let me know. Message me, hey, I would love this kit. I can't print. Will you do me an on-demand, custom order? And I'll be more than happy to quote you, a print job and get it, through Etsy for you guys and get it shipped out. No big deal. So anyway, let me fussy cut these real quick and we'll do that quick little thing. And then I'm probably going to have to let you go. I am hoping I am still recording. I'm at an hour already. I am so sorry, guys. I was just trucking along and thought nothing of it. Well, no, I guess I'm going to let you go. It's been an hour. But there we go. We do have potential. We have a cute page insert using his take and make kit. All we have to do is glue this one down actually here, and we automatically have, 4 pockets here for the inside to put all of his beautiful tags in. You can do this, and we've got the ability to do both of these guys, and, you can do front, back, and even behind that. So, beautiful kit. This doesn't have as much fun, but it is really a great place to do a page of tags and anything else you want to add to it. But I'm really loving how the outside turned out, because we're going to have this cute ruffle. We have this little pocket here. And then when you open it, everything just keeps opening up off this page where we have a tuck, you have writing. We're going to have a pocket here with a, lovely large journal card. So no pages are ever wasted. So a wonderful idea, whether you have your own pieces, whether you're pulling from any kit. And of course, Joey's lovely take and make kits do all these things and so much more. So I love you all very much. Thank you for joining me. I will show you on the next video how this turned out, how I decorated it all up, how it turned out. And we will potentially work on another quick starter project as we creep into my spring break. So love you all very much. And we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.